Hi, UELMA membership. It's your president, Emily DeYoung. We have been getting together a YouTube channel for UELMA, and on that we're going to have a lot of different professional development resources that you can revisit. And so in honor of that, this month's President's Message is a video. So my district that I work in has been online since March. And so I was thinking about one of my favorite things at the beginning of the year is when kindergartners come back or they come to school for the first time and they get to pick their very first library book. And this is a huge thing for kindergartners because a lot of them have maybe been to a public library, but they've always had a parent there kind of guiding their choices. And this is the first time that a lot of them have been able to choose just on their own. And so I always am interested to see how they're going to choose. Are they going to choose fiction? Are they going to choose nonfiction? Are they going to need a recommendation from me? Are they going to go find it on their own? Sometimes kids will just pick the first thing on the shelf and they go check it out. And other kids, they have to look at just about every book in the library until it's finally like, okay, you have to pick something or you're not going to be able to get one. And I just love that because then they check it out and they line up at the door. And as they're going out, they're just so proud of this book that they've chosen on their own. And I imagine when they get home and they get to show it to their family and how excited they must be to read it and to look at it. And I think a lot of that motivation comes from the fact that they were able to choose it for themselves. And so I think in the school library, that's one of the things that we really have to defend for our students is their right to choose. And I think one of the pressures that we get is that teachers and sometimes parents want the kids to have a book that's on their reading level, or they want to limit it. Like they say, oh, I don't want my students getting any more graphic novels, or they've read too many Magic Tree House, they have to read something different. And we start making limitations on what the kids can choose for their book. And I think it's really important that we advocate for the students' right to choose, that we know that the classroom library and the school library are very different, serve very different purposes. The classroom's teacher's job is to teach the student how to read, but our job is to teach the students to love to read. And I think a big part of that motivation comes from that ability to choose something that the student wants to read, regardless of their reading level or any other stipulations that teachers want to put on it. So I hope that as you're going through, that you are advocating for your students, that you're making sure that they have that right to choose, and that you're making sure that you have as few limitations as possible so that students can check out and enjoy reading, and that we are not a barrier in their way of being able to get library books. So that's my message for you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we're planning hard and getting ready for our upcoming conference. It's going to be awesome. Make sure and get registered.